Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I have yet another recipe for some bread or loaf that you can make at home. Today we are making pistachio flavor. I've been having a pistachio obsession recently, so I was like, this is perfect for this week. The ingredients are very basic. I'm going to be using some gluten-free flour from Bob's Bread Mill. I use it just because it's lower in calories than using almond flour. And then I have some pistachio sugar-free pudding mix. This gives great texture to our bread, but also gives it that pistachio flavor. And then some baking powder. I have some monk fruit sweetener. I also have 2 eggs, a little bit of almond milk. I use almond milk just because it's lower in calories as well. Well, I use it all the time, but that's one of the main reasons as well. And then I have some pistachios. They are lightly salted. You can use regular salted or no salted. It's up to you. And then I have some, I can't believe it's not butter, lite. So it's 35 calories per tablespoon, which helps our bread be lower calories. And then you're going to need a banana. The banana, I always make sure it's around 90 to 95 grams. That's typically what mine weigh. And of course, you guys know the riper, the better. Just so it's sweeter. And like I mentioned in my past video, no, this is not enough to make it taste like banana, but it does give it that sweetness that we're looking for, and also helps with the texture of our loaf overall. So after you mash up your banana, try and do it as fine as possible. That way you don't get any banana chunks in there. I'm going to go ahead and add my sugar and along with my butter. And then you're also going to add in your eggs. You want to go ahead and whisk that up. You can also add some pistachio extract right here if you would like the flavor more intense. It's totally up to you. I personally did not have any on hand, and I believe the only place that carries it, well, here around me is Michael's or obviously Amazon. I'm pretty sure they should have it, but that would be a great addition to do so if you wanted to. And then after I have that combined, I'm just going to add my milk. And like I said, what I love about these recipes is that it's like a one bowl recipe. You start with your wet and then just go with your dry ingredients. I'm going to go ahead and incorporate all my dry ingredients. Just give it a little mix and then add into my bowl. And don't overmix. Remember, if you overmix, just do it until incorporated, or else you're going to get a really tough bread. Also, I will leave listed down below the full macros, but I believe it's 192 calories per slice. And I believe it's a little bit higher in protein. My other typical loaves are 4 grams of protein, and this one's 5 grams of protein. You can add protein powder. I personally don't do it because I want to make a high protein dessert. It's literally just because it's my craving, and the more you have it, the less tempting it is. I remember back then, for me, it was impossible to keep something like this in my home. I would end up binging on it, and now it could sit perfectly on my counter. I could look at it all day and I don't have that desire to binge on it. Why? Because I've made that connection with food, that there's no good or bad food. And this is why I love incorporating things like this, because one, I've always loved sweets, but always finding, a healthier version of making it. I know the word healthy is very different for everyone. I should say more low calorie. So doing things like this have helped me be able to keep off losing 120 pounds, but still satisfying that sweet tooth craving and having a good relationship with food. That's what I advocate for all the time. There's no point in losing weight when you start fearing food. That's like the worst enemy of ourselves, honestly. But sorry, I got a little sidetracked. You want to go ahead and add it into your baking pan, and mine is 7 inches by 4, I believe, by 2. I'll leave it listed down below as well. And I have my oven preheated to 345 degrees. Remember, my oven is a little bit stronger than others, I feel like. So I always put it 5 degrees below, but typical 350. Or if your oven does not get really heated, then, crank it up to 355. And you want to leave it in there for 55 to 60 minutes. Just check up on it. So once I had my loaf in the oven, I went ahead and did our icing. This icing was so delicious, but all you're gonna need is confectioner sugar. I'm using by the brand Swerve, and I have a little bit of pistachio pudding mix, and I'm going to add some almond milk to it. Like I said, you can add right here some pistachio extract. That would be amazing to intensify that flavor even more. But I didn't have it. I don't know if I should call it a frosting or a glaze, because I definitely don't think it was as thin as for a glaze, but it's not as thick as for a frosting. But all I can say is I love the consistency, because once I let it sit, it dried hard. Like, I like when it kind of not crystallizes. I don't know how to explain it to you, but it's just basically not sticky, so it doesn't have, I don't know, I feel like it tastes like even 10 times sweeter when like the icing on things are not like set dry. And this, by the time I really finished taking pictures and everything, it was setting dry. I don't know, it was delicious. You guys need to try it out. I think I used about 3 to 4 tablespoons. And then for my pistachios, just go ahead and chop them up finely, and add your frosting on top. Like I said, this is kind of the consistency that I did. You guys can kind of see I didn't end up like having exact measurement, but I believe it was around 4 tablespoons. And like always, I like to cut mine up into 8 slices. Like I said, they are pretty big slices, so you can do 8 or you can do 12 depending. Just remember, obviously, if you cut it smaller, then yours is gonna have less calorie proportion. But I do always like doing 12. You want to go ahead and add your nuts, and then you cut it up, and this is the texture that it is from the inside. It is absolutely delicious. Or it could be me that I'm obsessed with pistachios right now, like I said, but you guys need to give it a try. Just look at that texture. It's like the perfect bread texture. Promise you, make this for someone and you can't even tell it's healthy. I'll see you guys next time. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram and TikTok like always, and I'll see you guys. Bye.